it's nice all these years later, just judging by your beard, that I think you're 88.
I do have a very old-looking beard.
And
there's more salt than pepper, as they say.
And I, served our country valiantly in the Korean War and have the shrapnel to show for it. But all this time later, I'm still having fun. Like it's you come in and we're just right back to the same idiocy, which is so magical.
Yeah. It is the secret sauce, but the secret behind the secret sauce is, how do you have fun under the circumstances of pressure? Like now we're on them. There's a microphone here. It's recording everything we say. There's a certain amount of pressure there. People are going to be listening to it and watching it later. And finding that relaxation pocket, because you can't really have fun if you're not relaxed on some level, right?
Well, I learned a long time ago with the TV show and with this, that just has to go away. One of the things that helps so much with the podcast is, after all this time and everything I've been through, the podcast just felt like, and still feels like, a safe space where I'm just having fun with my friends. And it doesn't feel like, hey man, come on, okay, let's go, come on, here comes Jack's coming in. Because
we don't even put these out.
I don't trust me. Nor should you. And they hire actors occasionally on the street. I just got back from Europe, and so many people were like, "I love the podcast," and I was thinking, "You're just hiring actors." Yeah. And they get my name, Conan. No. Tell Mitt and Sanya that they do a great job. It's like, get the names right at least if you're. But
do you agree with my relaxation theory?
Yes, I agree with your theory that
so you're saying the secret behind the secret is just let that shit go.
You have
the nervousness.
No. The nervousness is beforehand.
Right.
I think all of that. I believe in that. I believe in. Sadly, I believe in the terror. I believe in the process of questioning yourself, of some self-loathing. I'm sorry, but I just believe in it. It's worked for me. And also, it doesn't matter if it's worked for me or not. It's just what happens. But then, if I get out there and I connect with the crowd, or we get in here and we start talking some shit about anything, all of that goes away.
You know what I think about sometimes when I have a bad show that I'm not having and it doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means that I'm not having fun.
You didn't feel good.
So I think if I didn't have fun, then it wasn't good, which isn't necessarily the truth. But after a show where I'm not having fun and I feel like it went bad, I'll go, okay, this is my adjustment. The very next show, when I go out there, I'm not going to care so much if it's good or bad, because that's the thing that fucked me up, is I was so worried about it being bad that I didn't just let it be. So that's oftentimes my mental adjustment is like, kind of throw it away a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of phone it in a little bit, weirdly. And
I liked how you looked side to side.
Because it's such a horrible thing to say. Phone it in.
But it was such a cartoonish side to side.
Well,
you look like you're checking if you're in trouble.
Well, he also looked right at me, and I phone it in all the time.
Yeah.
She built a career.
Phone it in.
And you know what? I've been to her house, and it's paid for by phoning it in.
Yeah.
And
the house is all phones. There's
all
phones on every wall.
I felt like you were talking directly to me, because that is my approach to
No.
everything.
And you know, it's so funny. We had, I'll never forget, but one of the magical things about Sona is that she doesn't change no matter how the circumstances change. So Sona met her, hired her to be my assistant. There was never any intention for any of this. Years go by, we have this dynamic, this interplay. Me, really hardworking,
what the fuck?
very capable, trying hard to
delusional.
Sona not giving a shit, and it always just worked. There's this is weird. So then once Kumail Nanjiani, who was going to be on the show, who I love, it wasn't his fault. He wasn't able to get to the show because they changed his shooting schedule, and he couldn't come. And we heard at the last second, someone said, "What are we going to do? What are we going to do?" I said, "We're just going to bring Sona out." We brought Sona out. Sona was great, but what made her great is she didn't care. And you take any other person and say, big star didn't come, but you're going to do it, and they get in their head and they become someone else. There's that famous concept in science that the minute you observe anything, it changes it. The minute you try and observe a particle, the minute you try and observe anything in nature.
Quantum weirdness.
Yes, you would.
I love that.
You change it by the very fact that you're observing it.
Schrodinger's cat. I didn't just make that up.
No,
Quantum weirdness.
It's true. But you know what? But you know what? No, it's true. It's a real thing. But there's one exception that proves every rule. It doesn't happen to Sona. And we go out and we do these shows now that the podcast has become a thing in front of there'll be 3,000 people in the crowd or 2,500 people in the crowd. It's sold out. It's a big venue. And Sona's like, hey, what's going on? And then what's the greatest thing is, so she'll do it and then it's over. And the rest of us are like, I think that was a really good show. And she's like, I'm hungry. I'm going to Taco Bell.
Maybe.
Oh, look, a cookie.
Taco Bell?
Whatever.
Can we go to Taco Bell?